We live in a diverse society. What does it mean? Diverse means different from each other, and there is a certain variety including many people and things in it. Then, what are the differences in our society? Those differences refer to religion, culture, language, gender, and also opinion or point of view. However, differences sometimes can make people or society being judgmental, selfish, arrogant, and assume that only a certain race is the greatest over people in this world. Moreover, an arrogant person who cannot respect the existence of plurality will do everything to keep their race great, even though they have to shout bad words which refer to certain people, start the war, and even kill them. It is called intolerance. Intolerance is the unwillingness to accept views or beliefs or maybe behavior that is different from one's own. It implies a disregard for the diversity or pluralism that presents in our society. Intolerance originates from a fight between communities over scarce resources. The world is full of diversity, and if there had not been any diversity, the world would appear boring, unattractive, monotonous, and without any competition. Then, what should we do if we want to live in a diverse society peacefully? The antonym of intolerance simply defines in a word called tolerance, and it is the key to respecting the differences of our society. Tolerance is patience, toughness, or steadiness of a social value that allows the generation of a space of a harmonious coexistence between people with different characteristics and ways of living. According to the United Nations Association of United Kingdom, tolerance implies respect for others and their opinions and also their beliefs, which may differ from one's own. It is an appreciation of varying backgrounds of others without any hostilities or prejudices. Showing respect for the race, gender, opinions, religion, and ideologies of other people or groups, and to admire the good qualities and good work of others, and also expressing one's point of view decently and respectfully while respecting the sentiments of others. Then, what are the examples of tolerance? Tolerance can be shown in many ways on different occasions and also at different times. Tolerance doesn't mean that only one person or party shows tolerance and the others do not. When some people disagree on a certain issue, they must advocate or express their opinion in a respectful manner. And also hateful or provocative words shouldn't be used. Tolerance must be shown from both sides on issues for it to be effective. To make it more valid, I provide you with 5 out of 9 examples of tolerances based on John Spacey's opinion written in the Simplicable side. The first one is freedom. If we talk about freedom, it refers to the power or right to do or to say something that we want and no one can stop us. Freedom is the power to act without any interruption from other people. Even though we are allowed to say something that we want, we need to pay attention to our words. It is common for the societies to grant freedoms such as freedom of thoughts, freedom of speech, and also freedom of religion that represent types of tolerance. To show our tolerance related to the human freedom, we can do little things, but this can bring a big impact. So to socialize well with people nearby. For instance, say Merry Christmas, Happy Eid Mubarak, and any other greeting for our friends or families who celebrate their holy day. The second is rights. Rights are a moral or legal claim to have or get something or behave in a particular way. Sometimes people forget to fulfill their obligation first and always just demand their rights. Besides, rights will exist if we have done something which we must do because we have promised because of law, job, agreement, or etc. Then, what is the form of rights tolerance? This can include elements of tolerance such as a right to the culture that allows people to follow their culture of their own choice without any harassment or any discriminations. The third is culture of tolerances. Albert Einstein once said, "But laws alone cannot secure freedom of expression, so that every man presents his views without penalty. There must be a spirit of tolerance in the entire populations." Culture is the shared norms, symbols, and values of a group. Tolerance can be built into a culture. For examples, there's a university that has a brave culture of freedom of speech, whereby it is not socially acceptable to sideline people because you disagree with them. The next example is tolerances of disagreement. People, or even me, can be easily triggered if someone conveys their different ideas from me. However, tolerance for disagreement, it is a character trait whereby an individual can engage with other opinions and worldviews that differ from their own without becoming overly emotional. For example, it is okay since people are arguing specific topics with you, but you need to be more calm down to debate with whom you strongly disagree with. To avoid fights, it can be an effective way to respecting other people's opinion. The fifth example is civility. Civility is the practice of following the rules of society and norms of culture to resolve disputes. Simply, we can say it is a polite behavior in treating people. For example, don't play music too loud if your neighbor is in a bad condition, sick, ill, or maybe grieving. I'm going to say again that tolerance is our side to appreciate the diversity nearby us. There are many differences, plurality, and diversities around us, and also there are many ways to show our empathy to tolerance people different from yourself. Our world will be monotonous if there is no differences between us, but our world is going to be fun if we live in a plurality and able to tolerate each other.